Welcome to Morning News you can use here on the Clay Edwards Show on the Save Jackson YouTube channel. Let's get started with Mississippi Department of Transportation warns commuters of I-55 lane closures over the Pearl River. This inevitably is going to affect just about everybody in the Tri-County area sometime between now and the first of the year as construction starts Tuesday night with lane closures starting Wednesday. Not looking forward to this at all as I have to drive right through the stack on I-20 east and west every morning and midday going to and from the radio station out in Florida. Hopefully 20 won't be nearly as affected as 55 north and south there over the bridge, but I'm sure there will be some residual backup traffic on 20 as well. I can't fathom how it wouldn't be, especially if you're going, frankly, it doesn't matter, east or west. If anybody needs to go 55 north from either of those directions, inevitably it's going to be backed up. All right, let's jump over to WAPT, where Scott Simmons, got to meet Scott the other day for the first time at Trustmark Park. Really nice fella. We had met once or twice before, but first time we got to have a real conversation. Like Scott, always been a fan of his work. We don't use WAPT as a source a lot around here. So let's jump over here, check out what Scott has to say on this developing story.
Right now, and drivers are really going to notice it. The span we're talking about is on I-55 where it crosses the Pearl. They wanted to wait until after the fair starts to work on this long bridge section over the Pearl where traffic can back up on a normal day. Now they're about to take away 2 lanes on either side for more than 2 months.
It is the section just before or after the stacks on I-55 that will be getting the repair work, and drivers know taking 2 lanes on either side will pose problems.
Yeah, I mean, it make it hard to get to work, to and from. It make the time longer anyway.
It's going to back it up. It's going to make major delays.
Tuesday night, MDOT will begin a major bridge overhaul that will shut down 2 lanes on both the north and southbound lanes of I-55 over the Pearl River beginning Wednesday. That section, just before the stack, sees more than 113,000 vehicles a day, and state highway officials say it has taken a major beating. Contract crews will do the same kind of repair work as was done on the interstate at Lynch Creek back in 2022. Hydro-blasters will peel away the top of the roadway.
It's basically like your pressure washing, but it's like on a construction scale. So it blasts out all of the asphalt concrete that's on top of that bridge deck, and it goes all the way down to the rebar. Then they check the rebar to see like the shape that it's in.
It is no small job and not one that will be handled overnight like other projects. The simple explanation for that is because it would take much longer to complete. MDOT says it is a 24/7 operation that will take until the end of the year to complete.
Over time, the decks have just deteriorated, so we're gonna have to go in there and blast out, essentially hydro blast out the top layer of deck and fix any rebar that needs it underneath there, and then we'll just repave over it and smooth it out, and it'll extend the life of the bridge by decades.
So tomorrow they'll start pulling up the striping on the roadway, and then the hard construction and the road closures start Wednesday. They're going to use what's called a roto mill to try to grind up as much of that roadway before they bring those hydro blasters in and then try to get away all that bad asphalt. The price tag on this project, by the way, is $24.5 million. We're live tonight on their I-55 and I-20. Scott Simmons, 16 WAPT News.
Suffice to say, Jacksonians are going to screw this up, and there's going to be dozens of wrecks every week going both directions. I hope you guys plan accordingly, which I know you won't because you drive in Jackson and most of y'all are part of the problem, not the solution. Unlike myself, I'm definitely part of the solution. You guys will absolutely screw this up, and I anticipate everybody getting to work late. Some of y'all are going to get yourselves fired over it. There's going to be road rage incidents. I fully anticipate Jacksonians shooting good, God-fearing, innocent people coming in and out of Rankin County, having to go work at the hospitals and whatnot. This is going to be a disaster. They should just implode the whole damn bridge, build a wall around Jackson, and call it a day. Real quick, don't forget, guys, are you suffering from low testosterone? This here project may push you to the brink, and you're going to need all the testosterone your body can handle. I'm going to show you a before and after picture of myself. I posted this earlier in another video, and I got my dates wrong. Look, you can go from looking like fat ass 300-pound Clay on the left here. That was January of 2022 to ripped, lean, mean muscle machine. I'm being a bit sarcastic there, comparatively speaking. That picture was taken last week around October 10th at 244 pounds with a whole lot more muscle, whole lot less fat, and just feeling a whole lot better. It all started with a trip out to Men's Health in Mississippi to get my testosterone levels checked. Found out I was floating at around 300 and I needed to be up closer to 900 to be hitting on all cylinders. I am there now. I'm also mixing in a little bit of compounded semaglutide. That is the same thing as Ozempic. It's a generic version, basically paying pennies on the dollar compared to what it would cost to take Ozempic without insurance. So look, if you'll do this, we're going to get you a free testosterone check. Text Clay to 601-327-8550. Some of the symptoms, other than just being a fat ass like I was, could be fatigue, decreased muscle tone, lack of energy, low libido, that's your sex drive, brain fog, and sleep disturbances. Also, fellas, you ain't waking up with the morning wood anymore. That should be the first sign that you got the low libido, that you got the low testosterone. One more time, text my name, Clay, 601-327-8550. Ladies, if you're interested in losing some weight as well, just text weight loss to 601-327-8550. Fellas, you can do the same. If you think your testosterone levels are fine and you just need some semaglutide, do the same thing. Text weight loss to 601-327-8550. And you too can go from looking like fat Clay to not so fat Clay. Can't believe I'm showing y'all before and after pictures of myself. I never thought I'd be that guy, but pretty proud of the progress I've made. Still got a long way to go. I'm not fooling anybody. I still got a long way to go. I'm aware of it, but I've made a lot of progress, and I thought I would share that with y'all. Maybe somebody needs to see how fat I was to where I'm at now to get a little motivation to know, hey, if Clay can do it, I damn sure can too. All right, continuing on with some more news you can use. Let's continue with our little trip on WAPT.com here. They've got a few good stories this morning over here. This story is about frankly, a business that I didn't think would survive as long as it has. And if we keep having to report stories like this, it in fact will not last much longer, in Clay's humble opinion. That big inflatable fun park they built inside the adventure park, Urban Air, big trampoline park they built over there in the old Toys R Us building, I believe, on County Line Road in Jackson. Well, apparently there's been a lot of vehicle break-ins outside in the parking lot. Let's again take it back over to WABT and see what they have to say about that.
Family Adventure Park Urban Air spoke out about a series of vehicle break-ins that happened Saturday while the owners were enjoying their time in the park. They shared more on how the situation unfolded.
Whenever the people were coming back up, our security was actually walking in, and it was brought to his attention. So he immediately jumped into action to help those people.
Jackson police say that all three vehicles were trucks, two of which reported handguns being stolen. Kemp says the vehicles were parked out of range for their security cameras that usually can see about 15 cars deep and 4 rows wide. He says they are not responsible for securing the entirety of the shopping center parking lot, but work with Jackson police to ensure the safety of their customers.
We have security inside the park, as well as Jackson PD outside the park. So we are constantly making sure that this is a safe environment for everybody.
Kemp says they have a good relationship with Jackson police as they patrol the parking lot for Urban Air at no cost.
But what you can't anticipate is the lack of content of the character. It ain't the color of the skin, it's the content of the character of your typical Jacksonian. They are gonna, where there's a will, there's a way, and if they can break in your car, they're going to do it. It's like a game of cat and mouse. It's a challenge to them. They don't really care what's inside it. They just know that it's yours, and they want it. And they don't care if the police are there or not. They gonna get it.
Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade shares the problems these break-ins cause, not only for law enforcement, but the community as well.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
First issue is that now we have another stolen gun on the street.
Another stolen gun, yes, sir.
Of Jackson. Now we are only adding to the availability and accessibility of guns in our community. And also we have a population of individuals, some individuals within our community that continue to pillage and plague our community with gun violence specifically.
Wade is asking you to lock your doors and take your weapons out of your vehicle, especially when going out to public places.
Take your gun inside with you. It seems like a great idea. For some people, for others, I would rather you keep your gun in the car or frankly at home with you, staying there with it, not out in public.
I ask that the public please take the guns out of your vehicle at night. Please do. I think it's a precaution. Well, I know it's a precaution for law enforcement and for your fellow citizens here in the city of Jackson.
Kemp says they just want the community to feel safe and enjoy the park.
Just want a place where people can come, have fun, eat, enjoy time with their family.
In Jackson, Crystal Tisme, 16 WAPT News.
All right. That was another story. Let's just make sure we don't have any other stories. We want to make sure we hit you guys here. Some days we have a big story that's worthy of a whole video. Sometimes we need to squeeze 2 or 3 videos or stories into one video, kind of make it worth your while and mine to make it. Let's peruse over here. Now, I did a whole live video about this one earlier, but I feel like we're going to hit it just one more time. You can go back and see the full video. I did a full 30-minute live about this. This happened in Pearl. The headline isn't so much about what the story was about. So Thursday night, a man and a woman were involved in an accident in Pearl. And unfortunately, the man died in the crash after suffering a heart attack. Believed caused from the impact from his chest to the steering wheel. It caused cardiac arrest to happen. The girl received serious injuries by hitting the windshield with her head. After the wreck, the man got out and somebody called the wreck in. The man got out. He ran about a football field, I guess just full of adrenaline. Ran about a football field away from the accident. That's where he encountered Pearl police. They don't know what's going on exactly. They heard there was a wreck and somebody was fleeing the scene. Well, that's usually a crime, by the way. Like maybe somebody was drinking and driving, fled the scene of the accident to try to not get a DUI. I'm just explaining why or how these things can happen. So they encounter the man. Hey, man, get down. He does. He abides by him and gets down. And at that point, they realize he is having some kind of medical situation. They get CPR folks there and AMR people and whatever. And they try to give him mouth to mouth. They get him to the hospital. He doesn't make it, unfortunately. At this point, somebody said they witnessed the Pearl police allegedly put their knee on the back of the neck and stay there with their knee on the back of his neck till this man died. Like this was George Floyd 2.0 or something. The body cams say otherwise. The dash cams say otherwise. And I just know these guys personally, and I'm just telling you, that ain't nothing that any of them would do, period. And that's my hill to die on. I don't care if you get to see the body cam footage or not. But here's a quick story from WLBT. It says a man died after a vehicle accident in Pearl on October 10th. The Pearl Police Department says the incident happened around 11:17 p.m. in the 2300 block of Highway 468. A press release says the first officer who arrived on the scene witnessed a male fleeing the accident running on Highway 468 towards his patrol vehicle. According to the press release, the officer then ordered the male to the ground and he complied. As other officers arrived at the scene, they found a wrecked vehicle about 100 yards away from the male. That's a football field away. They found a woman with severe head trauma. Again, neither one were wearing their seatbelts. Officers requested medical services and started caring for the victims. Authorities say the male went into cardiac arrest and medical personnel started CPR. The male and female were taken to the University of Mississippi Medical Center for treatment. According to the press release, the male died at UMMC. And here's where Pearl wanted to clear up these nasty, nasty rumors started by Leon Seals and others, the guys that love to run around town with their little referee outfits on, with the little whistles and stuff. I think they police in the police. These I call them outside agitators. They had started a horrific internet rumor trying to destroy the fabric of society in Pearl and the good relationship between the citizens of Pearl and the police department. So Pearl issued this statement. They said, quote, "This incident has been reviewed by the administration and the claims are completely fabricated. The entire incident was captured on body and dash cameras. The individuals responsible for these outlandish claims should be ashamed of themselves for taking a tragic death and horrific scene and using it to cause irreparable harm to the community-police relationship. Thank you for the many responsible for the many responsible and reputable news sources who contacted Pearl Police Department, like myself, like Dark Horse Press, just to name a few, to verify the accuracy of this information prior to publishing fictitious claims. Pearl PD says the cause of the accident remains under investigation. Prayers to the family of the young man or the man that died and to the girl that is in serious condition. I hate that their names are being drugged through the mud with some internet rumors to make somebody feel better by getting a little bit of internet clout. But unfortunately, that's the world that we live in. I called him out on that. You can go watch that video that I made earlier, that live video. The man that started all this nonsense got in there and tried to argue with me. And hey, you know my slogan, F around, find out. He said his name was Mr. Timeout. I said, my name is Mr. Fuck Around and Find Out. And that's exactly what happened. This has been the Clay Edwards Show. This is your Monday morning, not Monday morning, but your daily. We're just going to call it morning news you can use. And I'm trying to get it posted every morning at 5:30. Fingers crossed I can stick with it. Fingers crossed there's enough stories to put together a 13, 14-minute segment for you guys. Please hit subscribe. Please hit like. Please hit share. Sign up for notifications, especially on YouTube. So when I go live, you know I'm going live. The radio show goes live now on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and X from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday. We're in 4K video, all for the world to see. Would love to see them numbers get up there in the thousands and thousands, as The Rock would say, watching every morning. That could be so simply done if you guys would just hit the share button when you watch it. Thank you all so much. Be sure to check out my website, buyfafo.com. All the new merch is in. Check out these hoodies. Boom. The OG logo on the black hoodie. It's actually got the white drawstrings. It's a little higher end hoodie than that. How about the new logo? How about the OG logo finally on a black shirt? Forever, it's just been on the gray shirt. We finally got it on the black shirt, and man, it rocks so well. It fits so good. How about the new logo? The Blackout Tag Edition FAFO Mississippi logo. On the bottom there, where you would have the county, it's got Clay Edwards Show. I'm wearing the shirt now, actually. Very happy with it. It looks way better in person than I thought it was going to. I think I've worn it every day since I got it. And then last but not least, the t-shirt version of the shirt I have on. And look, if you want to help support the breast cancer awareness, we're donating $10 from every sale of the Pink Ribbon FAFO shirt to the end of the month to the American Cancer Society's Stride Against Breast Cancer Real Men Wear Pink campaign. Guys, I can't think of anything else better to do. Rock that shirt. Chicks dig it when they see guys wear pink. They know they're saying with the tatas. It'll make them single guys. It'll make for a great conversation starter. Check them out. Buyfafo.com. That's buyfafo.com. There it is up on the screen. Buyfafo.com. I will see you guys on the radio. This has been the Clay Edwards Show here live on, not live, but here on YouTube. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you so much for the support. Could not do any of this without y'all. Peace out. Start making those alternative routes, or start looking for those alternative routes to work. Start figuring out if you can work from home. I think I can, but I'm going to have to pay somebody to go run the soundboard at the radio station, but it may very well be worth it because I will be the one to get caught up in some road rage if I have to deal with that kind of nonsense every morning. Peace out.